We'll be fine.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
We're coming in too fast! Damn! Air brake failure! They flew too early! I'm losing her! Brace for impact!
Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move?
Why we're holding our gun is irrelevant.
The impact. There's nothing we can do.
Warning. I've detected multiple Covenant dropships on approach.
I recommend moving into those hills.
I'm actually just going to take cover behind these
The Covenant
rocks.
will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in the crash. Alert! Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
Alright, I'll explain what that thing is in a minute. But yeah, basically what ended up happening with the Covenant is they had slowly burned, it's called glassing. Basically hitting our planet's surface with high temperature plasma. They basically glassed our planets until Reach was the only thing left, and then once Reach fell, well, all the Spartans died on Reach. Except for one, and that's us. We're the only remaining Spartan. I'll get into the... I know that we're not the only remaining one, but since, I mean, it's not canon to say that Master Chief is the only one left at this point. There's him. Never actually been able to kill both of these guys. Gotta be pretty good, I think. But if you're wondering what that beeping is, it's just our shields being down. Now, so we managed to escape on a ship called the Pillar of Autumn. And, I mean, Reach is gone. That's what we're getting into. That's what we're leaving. And the Covenant ended up tracking us onto this place. And now we're just now beginning to learn what this place is. Anyway, if you guys are joining me for the first time on this episode, I welcome you. My name is Iron Squire, and this is my Let's Play of Halo 1 The Combat Evolved on the computer. I'm just going to be going over, basically the canon of Halo for a little bit, who we are, who the Covenant is, all those things. I'm kind of just going to be letting my actions guide the tutorial. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm pro at this game at all. I'll probably die several times throughout this. But I'm just saying it to be like, well, if you want to know what I'm doing, or if you want to know how to do this, just follow what I'm doing here. Anyway, so as we make our way forward. Oh, so we're the remaining Spartan 2, or Spartan. I'm just going to call them Spartans. Now, who are we? Well, our name is John, or we have the rank of Master Chief, but no one calls him John. He's just Master Chief. I mean, you guys have probably heard of him. And what is this armor we're covered in? Well, it's called Mjolnir armor, and it's spelled M-J-O-L-N-I-R, I believe, Mjolnir. It's actually named after Thor. This is a hammer. Thor being the Viking, one of the Viking gods. Mjolnir being his hammer. And it has reflective shields. It has the ability to put in artificial intelligence, which is what Cortana was. You saw the Chief put that chip in the back of his neck. We have the ability to have an AI port, which is kind of like a USB port, but a lot more sophisticated. Hold on. Sorry guys, had to cough. Alright, I am back. What? Okay. So, we're John, and we are, for now, that we know of, the only remaining Spartan 2. I mean, again, we're not the only one left, but that's getting into book canon, and I don't want to get into that too much right now. Alright. So, that's basically who we are. Not too much is given unless you're going to read the books, and then once you get into the books, you really develop a personality for who the Chief is. You learn about his sense of honor and duty, and how he's actually trained.
Over the next hill. You should check to see if there are any survivors.
For instance, the way that they were trained into super soldiers is that obviously they were trained at the age of 6, which actually, if you look back, that's how Spartans in like 300, or like those time periods, like actually the city of Sparta, that's how their warriors were actually trained. They were trained since the age of 6 up to being warriors, and now we're going to actually get a little bit of dialogue with Sergeant Johnson here, so I will stop.
Good to see you, sir.
Or that guy.
Welcome to the party. It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over this valley. We called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we were cooked.
Don't worry, Sergeant. evac arrives. Heads up! I got a Covenant dropship heading in. Over here.
Yep, more of them. I believe I always get confused on this, so don't mind me if mind me, I guess, if I get a little lost. But I believe the first one's going to appear back here. All right. So yeah, the way that we return to super soldiers is obviously we were trained since the age of 6, and so I believe the book says that we have the mind of a genius and the body of an Olympic athlete. I mean, so we're pretty dang boss. I mean, we're basically the best human person that's ever lived up to this point. But at this point we've been augmented, and what I mean by augmented, we've been given assistance, like physically. What ended up happening is we were injected. There were 4 things. There.
I could use some help over here.
Over there's the health pack and ammo. I don't recommend using it until the end of this. We were actually augmented. I don't remember exactly what they were called, but there was one that it was like it was to increase your eyesight, so you can also basically see in the dark. And I believe that was actually an injection directly to the retinas. I believe the drawback of it was you could go permanently blind. However, the improvement was, I mean, your eyesight was beyond perfect. It was just like, it was the best thing since sliced cheese, you know? It was pretty good stuff. And I believe that one felt as though your veins had been, no, that was the other one. I believe that one felt as though your veins were filled with napalm. And if you don't know what napalm is, look it up. It's you'll have a fun time looking that up. Alright.
Oh, another bandit dropping in behind us. They're trying to flank us.
He can only move so fast. Though technically in the books it describes that he can run the fastest Spartan, I don't remember the exact speed, but it's like Olympic runner times 9, you know? It's just like ridiculous. And yes, he said frag, not anything else. And yes, I am doing these first 2 missions together because I believe that they are, gosh darn it, I used to be able to hit a moving target. They are short enough to where I can continue a conversation and yet record them both together. It'll be I won't be recording for a while, just keep that in mind. But I will be recording soon enough. So yeah, there was one that increased our actual like muscular, like our muscles density. Not even like the size, just like how dense they are. I believe that one felt as though the veins are filled with fire. I believe there was one. Yes, there was one that where we got titanium grafted into our skeleton to make bones. Gosh darn it, to make bones virtually indestructible, unlike mine are. Gosh darn it! Dang it! I thought we had gotten away. Sorry guys. It was my first death. All right. So we had titanium grafted into our skeleton to make bones indestructible, but the pain that it caused was like your bones were constantly breaking, healing, and re-breaking. By the way, I'm hitting Z to zoom. Hang back. I had forgotten that there were 2 elites in that one instead of just the 1. And plus the flipping... Gosh darn it, we're dead. Okay, no, we're fine if I can get around this corner. Yeah, those dropships will be strafing us, by the way. Anyway, so it felt like bones were breaking and re-breaking, and then it was I honestly can't remember the last one, so if anyone can correct me on that, I would highly appreciate it. Either way. So that's who we are. I mean, this is what we were trained for. I mean, Dr. Halsey really put us through the works for this. And because of that, the teammates that we've grown up around, because they were like, I think originally there were 240 of us, I maybe